Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about a few different ways that carriers and owner-operators can help themselves get through this rough market. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of lease-on owner operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about these helpful ways that carriers and owner operators can help themselves get through this rough market. As mentioned, guys, this is a very tough time to be a trucker, especially new entrants. Brokers are setting up, new barriers, especially for new entrants that have been in the industry for 30, 60, 90 days, 180 days, and even upwards of a year. If you still have to pass your new entrant audit, you're still a new entrant. And brokers are setting up new barriers to entry that are holding back a lot of carriers, and we're running into this more and more frequently. Therefore, I wanted to make this video to help you guys out. Now, we'll start off with the carriers. Guys, super important to get those inspections in. I know that it's extremely difficult to get the officers to actually do the inspections when you request them. I realize that California basically has made it nearly impossible for you guys to get those because you have to make an appointment, be in town for that time to actually swing by and have an inspection done. Sounds pretty ridiculous to me. And I do understand that in many cases, some of the guys I've talked to, they're willing to drive without a seatbelt just to get pulled in, and they just are not getting pulled into weigh stations. They're not getting pulled over. But nonetheless, it is those same carriers that are being held back, greatly held back, from working with some of the bigger carriers out there. Some of the carriers aren't big, but they have some great freight. We've had cases, I spoke to one of our dispatchers today where, we booked a customer out, but it wasn't that primo, A1 type of a load. Those were available, but unfortunately, because the carrier didn't have inspections, zero inspections over the last 3 years, they could not secure those loads. And we have several carriers in our fleet that basically are having those types of issues. Get those inspections out of the way. To kind of give you guys an idea of how it works, 22.26% is the current vehicle inspection failure rate. So 22.26% for vehicle inspections. That same category is going to be at 6.67% for driver inspection fail. So considerably less. So what you have to understand is that if you get one fail on your vehicle inspection at 22.26%, you're going to actually need 3 inspections, positive, clean inspections, in order to fix that, in order to get back to a number that's going to be below the 22.26%, right? Even worse for the 6.67% for driver inspections, because you'd have to get several more in order to come back down, right? So if, for example, you have nothing and you get 1 negative inspection, you're going to be at a 100% failure rate. You get 2, that's a 50. You get 3, that's a 25. So you'd actually have to get about 4 in order to cut that into about 12.5% to be below the 22.26% failure rate for the vehicle inspection. So super important. But I want to give you guys a submission trick that, as I talk to more and more carriers, a lot of you guys don't know about this. And truth be told, I didn't know this in the past. I just kept submitting them all, and that's how I found out over many years that I was doing things wrong. So the submission trick is this. Whenever you get, we'll call it a dirty inspection, right? Somewhere where you got written up for something, put out of service, something bad was written on there, the police officer will submit that on your behalf. So don't worry about that. That will show up after a few days on your safer report. However, if you get a clean report, right? You have nothing on there. Everything's great. The police officer will give you the printout, but they will not submit that on your behalf. It is your responsibility to do that. A lot of guys have been riding around with clean bill of sale, if you will, on their inspection, and they never submitted and never got credit for that. So it's super important. Now, where you'll find that is usually in the top left corner. There's going to be 2 things. There's going to be an email address, and there's going to be a fax number. What I like to do is just to scan that sheet and send it over as an attachment to that email address. And in the body of the message, I like to make things a little bit easier for them. Give them your USDOT. your MC number, your company name, thank them, and send off the email. After a few days, you will see that as a positive on your Safer profile, right? And I'll leave a link to your Safer. You can just type in your DOT, your MC, your company name, find your company, scroll to the very bottom of that, and you will see the area for the inspections. Those are updated daily, and you'll be able to follow through if you get a positive inspection. Now, let's talk a little bit about the lease-on guys, right? So the owner-operators who are not operating under their own MC authorities, they are leased on under someone else. Guys, here's the thing. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the inspections and all those. You definitely want to pass them whenever you do get pulled in. You don't want to be put out of service. You don't want anything negative on the record, even though it's not your record. Ultimately, it's not your MC authority. You are free to move around as you please. However, it's really, really important that that you follow some of the other advice that's available for owner operators, because the guys that we're talking to, the guys that are coming over to us, they're finding that either A, they're paying way too much for the service that they're getting. Maybe the gross numbers aren't really as good as the ones that we show every week, and so sometimes a combination of both. They're paying too much and earning very little. So it's really up to you guys to be able to run those numbers, to actually look at honest numbers. Look at a week, look at a month, look at the time period that you've been with them and compare that, and look at the loads that we're going to show you guys in the second portion of the video. Now, granted, the rates have come down a little bit, so this is not the best example, but we have, years and years and years of these videos that you can go back to any part of a good or down market and be able to actually come up with the kind of numbers that you need and whether or not you can achieve those numbers, One of the things that we allow in our leasing program is that you can bring your own plates. That's a big, big deal. A lot of companies require to get plates through them. And if things don't work out and you go somewhere else, you have to leave those plates, and every dollar that you've put in stays with the company, because the state does not generally refund any remaining time on plates. Now, if you bring your own and a company allows, such as ourselves, you could take it and take those plates and do as you please. You can go to another company, you can open up your own MC, take those plates, those are yours. So really, really important. Another thing that we allow is you bring your own fuel card. A lot of guys have their own fuel card that they really like. That's your business. Whatever saves you money and whatever, keeps you, happy and comfortable, that's the way you do it, So what you really need to be looking is for a low cost program without any extra bells and whistles. That's what we got, a very basic program with very low costs that will range depending on your type of setup. Do you have your own trailer? Do you have your own plates? There are different things, the different variables that will change the rate that you would be with. But from what we've seen, we're considerably lower than most of the companies that are out there. And, the dispatchers do a great job. Over the years, they've been through lots of ups and downs in different markets, different cycles. And so they know what they're doing. They'll be able to get you the kind of gross that you deserve. So definitely do your due diligence. And if you ever have any questions or anything like that, leave them in the comments below. Send it to us over a text message, or give us a call, or go to our website, fill out the forms there. We will get back to you. We will answer all your questions. So guys, definitely an interesting week. I'm looking forward to sharing the rates with you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to switch over to camera and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. We got vans, reefers, and a reefer team this week. A lot of repeating names, doing very, very well. Always happy to see people do consistently well week after week. That says a lot. Going to start off with Chris. Doing very, very well. Minority, Tennessee, going to Dacula, Georgia. It's a 39,000 pound load of produce. This is a regular dry van, 157 miles, booked at $982.50. Got him $6.26 a mile on that one. Then Newnan, Georgia, going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi with a 45,000 load of bottled water, certainly heavier. 363 miles, shorter run, $865. Got him $238 a mile. Moved them over to Mississippi. Then out of Columbia, Mississippi, going to Baldwin, Florida. Very light load, 14,000 pounds of toilet paper. 518 miles, booked at $1,300. Got him $251 per mile on that one. They finished off with McIntyre, Georgia, going to Fulton, New York, 44,000 pound load of construction material. 1,016 loaded miles, ran at 2380, got him 234 a mile going to New York, and I know why he's going to New York. So Friday to Friday, 1 week on the road, $5,527.50 gross. But he only ran 2,054 loaded miles, very tight at 269 per loaded mile average. Excellent, excellent job. Well done, Chris. Next, we got ourselves a reefer coming out of Grantsboro, North Carolina, going to Beloit, Wisconsin with a 43,000 pound load of Sackett potatoes. 1,035 miles booked at $2,100, got him $203 a mile. Then Belvidere, Illinois to Clarksville, Arkansas with a 40,000 pound load of frozen produce. 658 miles booked at $2,400, got him $365 a mile on that one. Good market coming out of Atkins, Arkansas. Going to Whitestown, Indiana, a great market, 38,000 pound load of frozen food, 620 miles booked. That one at $1,700, very well done at $274 per mile there, 38,000 pound load of frozen food. Well done. This one was Milagres. Once again, I think this is maybe the third week in a row that he's doing this. Saturday to Saturday, 7 days on a road, $6,200 gross. 2,313 loaded miles, ran him at $268 per loaded mile average. Excellent job. Next is a van coming out of Salt Lake City, Utah with a one pick. Looks like a two dropper going to Farmington, New Mexico and Las Cruces. New Mexico, 27,000 pound load of sporting goods, 820 miles booked at $2,200, got him $268 a mile. And then very surprisingly to me, out of Santa Teresa, New Mexico, took a load right back to Salt Lake City. What a 23,000 pound load of adjustable beds, did very well, 858 miles coming back, $2,350 booked, got him $274 a mile. More money coming out of New Mexico with more miles. Excellent job. Then out of Salt Lake, they left for Caldwell, Idaho. 363 miles, a 23,000 pound load of food grade product, $829 booked, got him $228 a mile on that one. That was Manuel at 7 days also, Sunday to Sunday, $5,379 gross in his regular dry van, 2,041 loaded miles, ran at $264 per loaded mile average. Excellent job. Next one's going to be interesting. Same team, I believe, as last week, if I remember right. Guys did well. Interesting because they're a reefer team. Salem, Oregon to Missouri City, Texas, 42,000 pound load of frozen goods, 2,247 miles booked at $48.50, coming out to Texas at $216 a mile. Then Pasadena, Texas to Janesville, Wisconsin. It's a 44,000 pound load of plastic, 1,113 miles booked at $1,900, got him $171 on that one. But we know what we're doing because Fairfield, Wisconsin to Gaffney, South Carolina, 40,000 pound load of miscellaneous food products, 909 miles booked at $2,800, got him $308 a mile there. Brought up the averages, did an excellent job. 7 days, Friday to Friday. Ended up grossing $9,550 gross on their week, ran 4,269 loaded miles, got an average of $224 per loaded mile average, which is very impressive for a reefer. Remember, reefers are never preferred in a team environment. If you're going team, always go with a dry van. You will make a lot more money and have a lot less headaches. Moving on. So that was Jonathan and Brent. Moving on to Robert, coming out of Massillon, Ohio and Mentor, Ohio. It's two pick, two dropper going to Madison, Alabama and Ashland, Mississippi. This is a regular dry van. Running a very light load of 4,000 pounds aluminum articles, 882 miles, $2,000 booked, got him $227 a mile. Then Memphis, Tennessee to Dallas, Texas with a 45,000 pound load of consumer foods and beverages, 453 miles booked at $1,201. That's $265 a mile. And they finished off with Fort Worth, Texas, going to Denver, Colorado with a 17,000 pound load of produce, 758 miles booked at $2,200, got him $290 a mile. And excellent job. Regular dry van, $258 a mile average on 2,093 loaded miles, Friday to Friday, 7 days, ended up grossing $5,401. Very tightly run. Next, we got a dry van coming out of Fort Gibson, Oklahoma, going to Carlisle, Pennsylvania with a 44,000 pound load of beverages, 1,194 miles booked at $2,600, got him $218 a mile. Then Aspers, Pennsylvania to Dunn, North Carolina with a 42,000 pound load of pet supply, 379 miles booked at $850, got him $224 on that one. Hamer, South Carolina, going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, light load, 7,000 pounds of fitness equipment, 441 miles booked at $1,000, got him $227 a mile. Then Cleveland, Tennessee with a 42,000 pound load of beverages, 297 miles, booked at $800, got him $269 a mile. And finished off with Prattville, Alabama, going to Midway, Tennessee with a 41,000 pound food load at 394 miles, booked at $900, got him $228 a mile. Got him an excellent average, 7 days, Thursday to Thursday, $6,150 booked, ran 2,705 loaded miles at an average of 227. So shorter runs, definitely much tighter. Get them done kind of like one a day deal, and just bang them out. I bet you he ran a very, very tight. Probably held on to a lot of that the gross money. Because he didn't burn that much fuel, to be honest, did quite well. Next, we got our last one for the week, Clarksville, Tennessee. It's a dry van coming out to Austin, Texas. It's a 43,000 pound load of food ceramic tiles. 854 miles booked at $1,900, got on $222 a mile. Then San Antonio, Texas, going to Fort Gibson, Oklahoma with a 25,000 pound load of empty pallets, 516 miles booked at $1,100, got them $213 a mile. Finished off with Muskogee, Oklahoma, going to Cheyenne, Wyoming, 30,000 pound load of Integra Seal Pheno. Not sure, probably an incomplete sentence. 823 miles booked at $2,500, that's $304 a mile coming out to Cheyenne. Way to go, David. Friday to Friday, $5,500 grossed, 2,193 loaded miles, ran at 251 per loaded mile average. An excellent job. Everybody did very well. I'm definitely very impressed. I know the market has been down, so very good job for everyone. So as you can see, our guys can make you the kind of money that, as mentioned before, that you deserve. You really do deserve the very top of the market, especially if you have the willingness to work, if you put in the work, if you have the right equipment, you have everything going for you. There's something missing if you're not making this kind of money, if you're not retaining the kind of money. And this is kind of what we specialize in. We run with carriers, we run as owner-operators. Whatever category that you fall into, get in touch with us. Let's see. There's a really good chance that you're overpaying. Maybe there are areas you could be saving money. Maybe you're not getting the kind of gross that you could be getting. Maybe you're leaving money on the table. Either way, get in touch with us. 801-448-6363. Call or text that number. Go to our website at aftdispatch.com or leave us a comment. Love to get in touch with you in the comments below. Until next week, guys, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.